let's talk about episode 3. Alright, so what do we see in episode 3? We started off with Daemon and Corlys. They are losing the war in the Stepstones. Crab Feeder is just like outlasting them. Use smart tactics. They are like in the hiding from the Dragonfire, going into the caves and using those kind of tactics to waste down the forces of Daemon and Corlys. And then we switched to King's Landing, where we see Viserys is getting the news about how the Stepstones War is going, not taking it well, and then we see Alicent and Rhaenyra in the Godswood. You can see that Rhaenyra still has a grudge. She's not let the heart go. She still has hate in her heart. She's got the dog in her. And then everyone travels to the Kingswood. They have this little tournament. So not tournament, a little hunt, because of Aegon's second name day. He's 2 years old, so it's roughly 3 years has passed since episode 2. Tyrion Lannister's twin brother is Jason Lannister, and Jason is the Lord of Castle Rock, and he is putting moves to Rhaenyra, trying to get the match. She's not best pleased. And then Otto tries to say, yo, name Aegon as Rhaenyra's betrothed. That did not go well because the king was under his liquor at that time. So yeah, Lionel Strong, he suggests naming Laenor Velaryon as her betrothed. That marriage proposal, since Viserys had spurned the proposal for himself to Laena. So Meldar Strong made some good points. Rhaenyra was just like a malcontent at the party, the event. She was just there to be there, fulfilling her duties, as we say. She ran off. Kristen Cole ran off after her. There was a little heart-to-heart with between Viserys and Alicent, where he told her about his dream. Yeah, that was good seeing the acting in there. And further to that, it brings up a point about the succession. After I named this part where we see Rhaenyra is just like, you can tell she has a good relationship with Kristen Cole. She's talking about, oh, I wish I could become one to have like my own choices. Then Kristen is saying like, you wish that, but then other people would like to want to be in your position, which have that power and the wealth. So two sides of a similar coin, where each side wants what the other has, and like there are pros and cons to each of them. But obviously you do want the power, if you're bound by the tradition and everything. You are not going to be wanting for anything, so you can be comfortable in your discomfort. So and Rhaenyra and Kristen get attacked by the boar. They kill it, and then Rhaenyra finishes it off, letting their anger. In the hunt, they were talking about like this white heart, this white dare thing, and that's a sign of royalty. And it turns out Viserys, and the hunt people, they found a heart, but it was not the white one, which is the sign of royalty. Viserys kills it, and you could sense he was uncomfortable. Like he just doing his duty. Uh, the hunt is just there because we're supposed to do a hunt, so let me do it. And it just speaks volumes to like how he is with being this king, and he speaks about it later where he just has this duty forced on him that he didn't want to be king. He doesn't like being king. And every decision he makes just like is not good for him in terms of what he wants. Like with Daemon and Corlys, and now that sparked into this war that he eventually has to like get involved with because it's part of just a whole series of things that dominoes that fall. And then with Nira, she's a bit persnickety, a bit sassy. She has Rhaenyra is a good headed for leadership. She makes decisive choices. She's not wavering like her father usually, and so the white heart presents itself to her to show that she's a worthy heir. Viserys did make a good choice in choosing her as the heir, but then you see with Lord Hightower, he was saying suggesting to his brother Otto, you gotta make Viserys see that he has to change his mind and name Aegon the heir, not Rhaenyra. He has to take it from Rhaenyra as a planter and name Aegon. Otto tries to speak to Alicent about this, and Alicent goes to the king about it, but she doesn't really do that. She instead speaks to him about Rhaenyra and like making her want to choose someone, make her think it's her idea or whatever she's doing. And she also gives him some advice about Daemon and Corlys, where she has to say, you might not want to help them, but it might be a good idea for you to help them. And then so the rest of the episode is about the war and the stepstones. You see Laenor, Vaemon and Corlys at the council. They're assessing their situation. They're seeing that things, we don't have much longer to last in this thing. There's someone, I don't remember who it was, they suggest a plan to force the pirates off to the caves. They suggest someone who goes in, draws them, and then like the dragons can get to work, and then also we can get to work. We don't have to be fighting in the caves and all that. So Daemon is resisted. He shows up. Vaemon is like, the king doesn't want to help his brother and all that, And then the messenger comes with the news that Viserys is gonna help him. Daemon gets upset and lashes out. I'm gonna come back to that later in a bit. They end up doing this, going with the plan. Daemon goes in alone. He pretends that he is giving up, but no, he starts to fight. He takes out people, dodging the archers, and then the crab feeder keeps sending out his forces. And eventually Daemon gets struck by a few arrows. He hides in the middle, and crab feeder sends out his forces and cut this guy up. Use him as an example. But then Corlys and the Valyrian forces, they arrive. The dragon, I could tell when the dragon was gonna come. I could tell the tension was building. And then the dragon comes in with the fire. It just at the right point to the end. The dragon comes in the fire, burns out the people, and then Corlys and his forces drove in. Laenor on his dragon, he just takes out he takes out the archers, and Daemon goes after Crab Feeder. I think, at least I'm assuming that's Crab Feeder. Looks like him. Goes after Crab Feeder, kills him, and then it just ends on this big shot of him, just like feeling looks like relieved. But you could tell. So I'm gonna assume that means like he was angry because he didn't want his brother's help. He wanted to do this thing by himself. But he doesn't know that Vaemond is the one that requested the help. So he thinks, Viserys thinks he can't do this thing. That's why I'm assuming that's why he's thinking, that Viserys thinks he can't handle this war by himself. Along with Corlys, Viserys has got to send help. So that's why he volunteers for this plan, and that's why he's relieved at the end. So that's just my thinking of it. We'll see that Rhaenyra is gonna be in charge of choosing her own match. There's this whole tension between the succession. Rhaenyra is still the heir, but she doesn't let the people propose to her. Jason Lannister is not gonna do it. Right, and so there's some forces in the world where like Otto and the Itos, they're like, our king Aegon, push him, and so that's just gonna be building in the background. And I also see there's like some tension with what's gonna happen with Daemon and Rhaenyra and the matches and everything else. So yeah, it sets up really nice. I like this episode. Like the political intrigue of the first part, maybe the succession and Rhaenyra and Aegon and all these proposal matches, and Rhaenyra's discontent with the whole situation. Viserys is like feeling weighed down by everything. He's in his cups, because he's in his drink, because he's just like he's just like feeling sure for himself. But then the last part of the episode is a really nice battle scene with Daemon and Corlys and Laenor and Vaemond and the Crab Feeder. Yeah, that was really nicely done, in my opinion. Yeah, so really like this episode. Yeah, good quality so far that we've seen, and looking forward to episode 4 next week. Can't wait. And that's it from me. Goodbye.